Good morning, colonists. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Zizi.
And these are your morning announcements.
Attention students, if you signed up for the dual enrollment classes through Fullerton College, class starts today. Now on to your next guest, or first guest.
Good morning, Colonists, and good afternoon, London. Today we'll be having a high of 85 and a low of 68. Now back to you.
Seniors, only 5 days to buy your senior package before the deadline of August 30th. Come to the activities office if you have any questions. So seniors, you can get your senior package or just buy your senior t-shirt or spirit gear. So please come this week. We're trying to sell them all. Now on to your next guest.
Are you interested in doing community service?
Or learning about different city programs, you should join Project Say. We meet every Tuesday after school in room 17. Now back to your host.
Okay, Bridges Club is up and running. Come to room 57 during both lunches today as we plan for Club Rush and this year's other fun activities. If you are in Bridges Club at Sycamore, then you should come. As a matter of fact, everyone is welcome. Now on to your next guest.
Hello, juniors. We will be making posters for the bell game today after school in room 24 in the ASB room.
Okay, colonists, there is a volleyball home game today against Saddleback. Frosh plays at 3:15, JV at 4:15, and varsity at 5:15. So come out and support.
And on to your next guest.
Good morning, staff and students. Happy Monday. A couple of announcements before we get to our slides today. First and foremost, we want to congratulate our volleyball program for getting off to a great start. All three levels are undefeated at this point through two games in the season. So, we're looking forward to the remainder of the season and seeing the great things that you guys are all going to do. We have a huge game, our kickoff to this year really when it comes to all of our programs. We have our band program, our color guard program this Thursday. That's going to have their first performance of the year, along with our first home game of the year, our first football game of the year. Our cheerleaders are also going to have the first performance of the year. So typically this is what kicks off a year, and we're hoping that we have a lot of support out there in the stands this Thursday night at Glover at 7 o'clock as we really kick off the year with all of our different programs going. And good luck to the football program. Good luck to all others who are competing. We know that our first league meet for cross country is around the corner. Tennis is also on its way as well. So looking forward to all of those announcements and highlights as well. A couple of other things. Our counselors are wanting to make sure that you are all using your QR codes to schedule meetings. They are in your agendas that have been distributed by your teacher. So if you don't have one, make sure you see your third period teacher. They are also in the counseling center, the QR code. So using your phone, you could schedule a meeting. Also on that agenda, the bell schedule is incorrect. Administration will be sending out an email to all staff, and we'll send it out to families as well or students. But the bell schedule is incorrect. Do not go off of the bell schedule in your agenda. Please make sure to go off of the one that's posted in your classrooms. Talk to your teacher if you don't see one, okay? And then from our NJROTC program, we have an announcement that there will be a midshipman from the U.S. Naval Academy tomorrow, visiting tomorrow, doing presentations with our NJROTC program. They are here from 8 to 12. So if anyone's interested, any of our teachers would, maybe interested in bringing their class, please contact either Commander Knight or Chief Truby and figure out if there's room for you in room 64. Okay. With that said, we're going to go ahead and go on to our slides. So we can get the slides up on the screen. So today what we're going to talk about are our top 5. So as administration, we looked at last year, we looked at some data in terms of what are some of the reasons that that our students are finding challenges in terms of being successful on class. And so when it comes to top 5, we're talking about things that usually what will happen is there'll be an infraction of some kind of policy, school policy, and then that leads to either parent contact, and then eventually, if the pattern continues, it leads to some type of a referral. And it's something that we could avoid very easily and make everyone's life here on campus much easier. And at the end of the day, it's really about ensuring that you guys are successful as students, and that's our top priority. So with that said, 5 things. So first and foremost, cell phones. We understand that cell phones are a part of life nowadays, both for students and adults. However, we want to make sure that we are respectful of the rules that we have on campus, in the classrooms. Teachers from one class to another, there might be different rules, and just be aware of the rules and be respectful of those rules. I understand that, there are some classes where a cell phone might be used more than in others to do some research, to do whatever it is, a survey. And in other classrooms, maybe they're not used at all. At the end of the day, the rule is that you are allowed to have a cell phone, but out of sight and off as well, turned off and out of sight. So make sure that you're keeping your cell phones in your pockets, in your purses, for girls, and wherever it is that you keep it, out of sight and off, unless your teacher is allowing it for a particular reason. Okay? On campus, when you're walking around campus, we do ask that you keep one earbud out and one earbud in if you are listening to music, which we don't mind. But at the same time, we want to make sure that you're aware of any type of potential emergency, or if we're having to get your attention for whatever reason, where you are able to hear us. So we would really appreciate it if you respect those rules. And if you have any questions, as always, come see us. The next one I want to talk about is our dress code. I'm going to talk about these 2 today, and then tomorrow we'll talk about attendance, cyberbullying, bullying, and the golden rule. Okay, so when it comes to dress code, there are certain things that you have to make sure that you understand, and please, again, respect. You don't have to agree with it, and we don't live in a perfect world, a perfect society, so we're not going to agree with everything, but these are rules that we're asking you to be respectful of and follow. So when it comes to dress code, a couple of years back, we didn't allow ripped jeans, and that was part of our policy. However, with student input and input from other stakeholders on campus, we decided to amend that rule, and we allow it now. However, we also have the right as administration, to deem something to be inappropriate. Okay, so we have certain jeans that we can say, hey, that's not appropriate. Those rips are too big. There's too many of them. They're too high on the leg. So making sure that you guys respect the fact that when you buy something or you're going to wear something to school, make sure it's appropriate for school, please, and follow our dress code, follow our school rules. If you're not sure, if you have a question, feel free to ask a teacher, feel free to ask administration before you decide to buy something or bring it to school. If you bring something that we feel, again, we have that discretion to decide if something's inappropriate, then we're going to have to call your parent, call a family member, your guardian, whoever it may be, and either have them bring you something or whatever it is. And that's just going to take time. It's going to take you out of the classroom, take you away from your education, which we do not want to do. Okay. When it comes to other clothes, like clothes that are baggy or maybe tops that are too revealing, again, make sure it's appropriate. Okay. We don't want clothes that are too baggy. We're going to call you in. We're going to do the same thing, run through the same process. If we feel that it's inappropriate for school, the pants are too baggy, they're sagging too much, then we're going to make sure we give it the attention it deserves. Teachers, if you can help us with this as well, of course, if you see a student that needs to be reminded of the dress code, please do so. And if you're having any challenges with that, please make sure you involve administration. Okay. Again, students, the idea here is to make sure that you guys are successful. And we're working together. Again, we don't always agree with all these rules, and I get it. There's rules that exist out in society that, as adults, we sometimes don't always agree on, but we have to be respectful of these rules. And at the end of the day, we want to be mindful of that. This setting here, a classroom setting, a school setting, your educational experience is not just yours, it's everyone else's as well. It's your teacher's experience, it's your peers' experience, and so we're trying to create an environment here where we're doing the right thing, we're making good choices, and everyone's being successful, including yourselves, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to come talk to us. Thank you for listening, and have a great day, everyone.
Attention seniors, if you would like to be on the senior class cabinet, please check your emails. We are starting interviews tomorrow during both lunches. And that looks like it's it for today. So what you gonna do?
What you gonna say?
Those are your announcements and they just came your way. Hey.